Darkness is where creation is born. And you, who I'm speaking to, who this message is for, you've known a lot of darkness. It's like your whole life has been one hardship, heartbreak, betrayal, deception, abandonment, etc., etc. It's been like that, like one after the next. It's like you get knocked down and then you come up for air and then you get knocked down again. Who this is for, you are a very powerful alchemist, because darkness is where creation is born, and you've known so much darkness, but you've also been transmuting it, alchemizing it into light, like into love, into compassion. It hasn't hardened you. It hasn't made you evil or mean or, you know, cold-hearted, etc. Because this kind of stuff, that's, you know, that's how it affects a lot of people, right? I just saw 111 on the timer. I had some cards fall on the ground I had to go pick up. It has been so hard for you. And Spirit is like acknowledging this big time. Spirit is saying like, it has been so hard for you. You've had so many moments where you're like, I just want to give up. This is crazy, right? One of my favorite sayings is the bigger the pain, the bigger the purpose, right? And who I'm talking to, like who this is for, you have known, like every human on earth is going to experience heartbreak. Every human on earth will experience pain, sadness, grief, loss, you know, death, whatever, right? That's a given. But who I'm talking to, like I'm like your whole life has been, like I said, it's been like shadow darkness. Like it's been a lot of people projecting on you, a lot of people like triggered by you, but it's a lot of, you've dealt with a lot of liars. You've dealt with a lot of abusers, deceivers. Okay. Like, you know, yes, a lot of it is karmic, right? Where you've had to learn lessons of self-love. You've had to reclaim your power. You've learned lessons about that, lessons about boundaries, right? Because what Spirit is showing me right now is like, you're just like, you know, you have such a compassionate heart that it was really like energetically, you were just like, give. And people were like, take. Okay. Because of who you are, okay, because who this is for, like, you're an earth angel. Who this is for, you're a starseed. For who this is for, you're a light worker. Look at that trigger, see? Flashbacks. You could be having a lot of flashbacks about wounds right now, about like these betrayals, about these losses. You know, you could be, you know, like, let's say you know, I'm hearing, I am no stranger to death, Erica. So some of you guys might be feeling that right now or just thinking about that. Because literally I'm getting like grief, like grievances, grief, mourning, you know, sadness, heartbreak, but it's like you guys have known a lot of loss. Like you've lost loved ones, you've lost friends, people you've known, you know, you've witnessed a lot of death, like physical death, like people, you know, transitioning, okay, out of the physical body, right? But you've dealt with a lot of people who are abusers or who were abusers. People who had their own, you know, deep abandonment wounds, trauma, insecurities, fears, and they took it out on you. But they took it out on you while also siphoning your beautiful light from you, stealing your power from you and taking it as their own, right? These people, these situations, they stomped on you. They tried to beat you down, keep you down so that they could feel inferior. So they could feel bigger than you. So they could feel like they were powerful. So they could feel the word control is coming through. You've dealt with a lot of controlling, dark, agitated energies. The inner child wounds attracting toxic. So you might be someone who, like, you know, you've had moments in your journey, or, you know, even right now where you're like, what is wrong with me? Because I feel like, you know, I attract in toxicity. I attract in these liars, these deceivers, these selfish people, you know. Again, it's people who are drawn to your light and to your essence, because on a soul level, like, people can feel that, you know what I mean? Even before your awakening or whatever, you've started healing, things like that, people could feel and sense your light. Okay. What I'm also getting here is that, like, see the hand here in the background, like, creeping. Okay. There's also been, like, dark forces. Okay. Like, because you're a threat, your light, your love, your power, who you are on that soul level. Like I said, it is highly triggering to the darkness. It is highly triggering to those who embody the darkness, or who have darkness within their hearts. Okay, so you could be processing a lot of, like, past stuff in regards to this right now, but it could be bubbling back up to the surface, especially with Pluto going direct into Aquarius. It is Lord of the underworld. It is, you know, it's Lord of the shadow, right? You know, and the shadow aspect of us is, like, our darker parts, right? Like, it's our shadow, it's our pain, it's our suffering, it's our, you know, maybe where we've been in the ego, or, you know, we've felt betrayals and deception, or maybe it's even, like, where we've hurt people too, right? So you could be processing stuff like that from the past, where, you know, maybe you've been someone who was, you know, not the nicest, or you broke hearts, or, you know, you lied or deceived, right? Like, none of us are perfect, right? So, and that's what I mean. People, like, people tend to, like, shy away from the shadow because they don't want to revisit these truths about themselves or their past or their lives, right? Like, if you once were someone who wasn't very nice to, you know, a friend, or, you know, a lover or something like that. Let's say, for instance, you cheated on someone in the past, right? And you hold guilt and shame around that because you've changed, and you feel bad, and you look back and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And then you judge yourself because you did do that. And then you make yourself feel like crap because, you know what I mean? And I mean, this could be in, like, different ways, but it's like, this is a part of, like, your experience. It's a part of your journey, right? So it's about, like, allowing yourself to release this. But the majority of this message is, like I said, like, darkness is where creation is born. You're a master alchemist of darkness because you've known so much of it. You haven't had a choice. Even though you do have a choice, we all have free will. You have felt like you haven't had a choice. It's either give up or move forward. And you've chosen time after time after time after time to pick back up and to move forward. But you've also been someone who has carpet swept a lot of pain, a lot of grievances, you know, all of this stuff, right? So it's affected you or stuck with you, things like that. So that's what I mean. Like, right now with the flashbacks and the triggering, I feel that very strongly. So you could be triggered right now, or there's things triggering, healing that needs to occur, that's connected to this stuff. Okay. You could have, I'm getting a lot of stuff, you guys, in regards to, like, dark family members, karmic family members, people who really, like, talked down to you and really, like, tried to break you down because their inner child was broken, because their hearts were hardened and broken. You know what I mean? Like, those kinds of things. So you could have had, like, it could have been, like, your own parents who spoke to you in ways, like, I'm hearing words like worthless, you know, like, you're worthless, you know? So, you know, my heart is with each and every one of you guys. And if this is the case, or if this connects with you, you know, it's not your fault. It never was. People can only meet you where they meet themselves, right? So if they're in a low state of consciousness, if they are in a stuck in pain cycles, wound cycles, then more than likely they're going to project those pains and wounds onto others, right? That's what I mean. Like, people have tried to, like, use you as their, like, emotional punching bag. You know what I mean? your light is so pure and your energy is so pure, your heart is so pure that the toxic energies, there's nothing wrong with you attracting toxic energy. It's just those toxic energies want to siphon off of you. They want to fill themselves up with, you know, your loving energy, your kindness. You know, they need these holes within themselves, these wounds within themselves, right? That it's crazy, right? So let's keep going. Trauma bonds, you definitely like had trauma bonds in the past, right? Now it's like different though, because you're like, you've ascended beyond all this. You know what I mean? All of the darkness, all of the pain that you've endured, you've been alchemizing it. You've turned pain into power. You've turned lead into gold. Someone could have red hair. Okay, because this little girl in the picture has red hair. Okay, it's giving me like Scottish, Irish vibes, right? With that red hair. Doesn't have to be though, but it could be a sync for you or confirmation. There's a lot of dark energies, like dark forces that have, it's like you've been surviving like these attacks your whole life. You've been like under attack literally like your whole life, over and over and over again. And you are protected and you've been battling back and your spirit team has been battling and protecting and things like that. But these dark forces are relentless. And especially right now, this is a part of why the message came through, because there could be a lot of flashbacks or past life work that's coming up, rising back up to the surface to be healed once and for all and released with unconditional love, right? But while you're going through this or moving through this, you might be feeling in a lower state of vibration. You know what I mean? You might be feeling like, you know, kind of down and out or low, or why am I feeling this again? Or why is this happening again? Things like that, right? Those are the moments, okay, when we're vulnerable and we're feeling kind of low, when these dark energies try to reach out their hands and touch us, connect with us, siphon us, infiltrate us, okay? See, it's about the past. Look at that. Flashbacks, trauma bond, inner child wounds, okay? I'm getting a lot of that. Like you guys, a lot of you guys who I'm speaking to, like when you were a child, you did not have a loving, safe environment, or, you know, maybe you kind of did, but then there was a lot of dysfunction within the home, or maybe, you know, dysfunction between your parents. I'm hearing babies raising babies, or you know, babies having babies. So maybe your parents were very young. I mean, this is like generational stuff, right, guys? It's no one's fault. You know what I mean? And this is why I'm like here saying this, because it's time to release. It's time to forgive. It's time to release and forgive. And I know that you guys you've done so much work, but I'm also, okay, now I'm not getting so much. So now I'm hearing like specifically around an ex or exes who really hurt you. They were, you know, maybe emotionally, physically, verbally abusive. I'm hearing like they wanted to tear you down. They made jabs at like your physical appearance, your body. They really tried to make, like they were just like breaking you down. These dark energies were just wearing and tearing. They were just, you know, just relentless until there was nothing left of you. You know what I mean? But somehow you rose back up. You have these energies, these people dumbfounded by your rise back up, okay? Because they thought they had you and they did not. They did not. They thought, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing like, and this would be between like partners, like in a relationship, but I'm hearing someone say, this is very narcissistic energy. You know, narcissistic energy is like when people say things or do things to you, right, that are hurtful or painful or whatever, right? And then you react, and then they play the victim because you reacted to what they did to you. You know what I mean? Okay? So you dealt with a lot of people like that, whether it's, I'm getting a lover situation right now though. And so going back to that, what I'm getting is like someone saying to you, or, you know, a partner saying to you, and maybe you've said this to someone in the past too, you know, but someone who's like not a nice person to you. And then they say things to you like, I can do so much better. You know, you'll never find anyone like me. I can do better than you though. You know, I don't know what I'm doing with you. Things like that, right? Okay, that's what I'm getting. Okay, when the truth of the matter is like, these people don't, well, I'm sure they do believe that, but internally they, you know, they're projecting is my point, right? So there's things about the past here, looking back, things that have been, you know, it's energy residue or old wounds, that are very toxic. See, I mean, like, you can't make this stuff up, right? This is about the toxicity and the devil energies that you've dealt with from your past, since childhood, since a very young age. Okay? And I just keep hearing, like, what's wrong with me? Like, you've questioned yourself throughout your life, like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel different? Why don't I fit in? Why are these people just mean to me? You know, like, a lot of you guys, I'm sure, will resonate with this when I say this, but like for me too, right? Because I also resonate with this. Like, I've always been very triggering to other people, even from a young age. Now I know why, you know? But throughout my life, I didn't understand, you know, why these things were happening to me, and, you know, why, you know, just why people would just out of nowhere pull away from me, or a friend would just, you know, start acting weird, or, you know what I mean? Like, this is why, because people are highly triggered. Okay. But you've had people like that. Like, it's just like people just ghost, or people just like, they don't even know you and they're mean to you. They judge you. They pick on you, you know, whatever it is, right? So you dealt with like so much of that, okay? Toxicity speaks of unhealthy, poison, delusions, and nasty behaviors. So it's like your whole life you've been overcoming these toxicities, okay? I'm here to tell you that you've been transmuting and alchemizing all of this like darkness in a very beautiful way. All of that pain, mi amores, you've turned it into your power, but more than that, you have turned it into your great fortune. You have wielded that pain into success. You have wielded that pain into true divine partnership and love. You have wielded that pain into self-love and compassion. And in the eyes of the universe, that's a really big deal, because you're creating balance where there's an extreme imbalance, right? You trigger the toxicity, darkness, shadows from other people around you, even right now. That's why people run, right? They're blinded by the light because they hold so much shadow, you see? But they themselves have that imbalance. So as you balance yourself out more, you're mirroring that and reflecting that to other people, which in turn is helping those people to, you know, get triggered, or to, you know, be triggered into some kind of healing or realization or an activation, things like that. So in the eyes of the universe, in the eyes of the Godhead, God Source, you are very special. You are helping in a major, major way. All of that darkness that you've endured, you guys, it's like it's not just your shadow that you came, right? You had so much darkness put on you. You've helped other people like clear their karma, or trigger them into clearing their own karma or learning lessons, right? All of that is good karma, dharma coming back to you. Okay, I'm hearing tenfold. All right, so yes, darkness is where creation is born, and you have known much darkness. But you have taken that darkness and you've wielded it and alchemized it and turned it into light. You are someone who is here for very special reasons, for a very big purpose. The bigger the pain, the bigger the purpose. That is why you have known much grief. That is why you have known much suffering. That is why you have known much stagnancy or lack. Because these were all initiations. These were initiations of the heart. And your heart is pure and your heart is good. And the universe, source, spirit, they see this. They see that no matter what happens to you or what people do to you, you're not going to stray into the darkness. You're not going to stray into the evil energies or sell your soul for this, that, or the other. You cannot be dissuaded or is that the right dissuaded? I don't know. I can't. You cannot. You will not falter. You will not falter from grace. You are an angel of grace. Okay. I'm here to tell you that all of this stuff is returning back to you now. All of this darkness and density that you have transmuted and that you've been healing and that you're still healing. Because we have so many layers, right? We would be fools to say, oh yeah, I'm completely healed. My heart's healed. I'm over it, right? There's so much stuff even in our subconscious from past lives, things like that, right? Okay, and you've known a lot of this energy in past lives too, by the way, right? Okay, the darkness has tried to siphon from you. They've tried to steal your gifts, steal your light, steal your abundance. Okay? The ancestors, spirit, they're like they've laid the smack down. Okay? And I'm here to tell you right now, you know, especially with the energy on Earth and the ascension and, you know, Pluto in Aquarius and all of the awakenings and things like that, right? Powerful souls, people with huge light missions here, or missions, soul missions, right? We'll say that. The psychic attacks right now are insane. Like, so many light workers, so many starseeds, so many earth angels are being attacked right now. And that's why I always talk about it, to bring awareness to it, so we can protect ourselves, so we can, you know, have protective crystals and work with our energy and intentions and our angels, and right, throw up shields of protection, work with our dragons, all of that stuff, right? Because we have to be spiritually responsible. That's a huge part of being, you know, of being connected to your soul and spirituality once more, right? There's a lot of intrusive thoughts is what spirit is telling me. Okay, so one way that the dark forces are trying to attack light workers right now is through negative, intrusive thoughts. Meaning they infiltrate your thought system. Okay, like they infiltrate, and when that happens, you might be like in a place where you're like, right, like you're maybe things aren't perfect, but you know, you've been rising up and you're feeling better and you're, you know, meditating and you're doing the things, right? But then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're just like in a low energy mood, right? That could be an infiltration. That's an attack. They want you to feel like shit. They want you to feel depressed, sad. They want you to feel lonely. They want you to feel defeated. They want you to feel like giving up. And that's what I mean. Your whole life, you've been like under these attacks. You've been going through initiations. They've been trying to attack left and right. And again, I just keep getting like family members, like people, okay, that are just not good people. Okay. And on a soul level, everyone's pure, right? But so much happens, you know, to humans through trauma and pain, etc., that they completely, right? They're completely closed off from their soul, from their higher self, from their true soul consciousness, right? You're here to lead the way for many. People that get drawn to this channel are old souls. People that, I mean, not everybody, but the majority. It's ancient energy. There's old souls. So you carry a lot of power, wisdom, magic, energy. You know, you're a very evolved soul. That's why you're such a threat to the darkness. And when I say darkness, you know, I mean like dark evil forces. I'm speaking of like the archons, the reptilians, etc., right? Other alien races or ET races that are not of love and light, that are not benevolent. They are malevolent. They want to, you know, take over humanity. They want to take over the earth. They've been ruling over earth, right? Like that's why we're here where we're at right now, right? So you hold a great mission. Okay, and I have to just say really quickly, because like who I'm talking to, you're not only here for like great things. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna take off my reading glasses real quick. You're not only here for like big things, but like you're literally here. Okay, and this is like your divine inheritance, your divine equity, like especially like all this stuff that you've been encountering and dealing with. I just keep hearing cheated on. So some of you guys, like, you know, maybe every single, you know, maybe not every single person, but maybe like a lot of the people that you've dated or talked to, or, you know, have been in relationships with or married to, right? Like you've dealt with cheaters. Maybe for some of you guys, I mean, that could be like a generational karmic pattern that needed to be broken, was, you know, maybe in your family, maybe your father cheated on your mother, or your mother cheated on your father, or, you know, maybe growing up, you know, the adults around you were promiscuous, or maybe, you know, you were raised by a single parent who was promiscuous, you know, I don't know, but it's just coming through where it's like, you did not have a great example of self-love. Like you did not have a good example of what it looks like to really love yourself, you know, so you never learned to love yourself, right? Okay, so like you're working through your own stuff. You're helping to clear other people's karma and triggers and wounds, and also your lineage. You know what I mean? Like your lineage, I'm just getting that. Like for a lot of you guys, your lineage has been stuck in lack energy for generations, right? Hold on one second, I just need to. Okay, so, you know, like an example would be like, you know, growing up, you know, constantly hearing, even when you were in the womb, okay? Oh, that's another thing. Whoo, this is like a lot of you guys in the womb, when you were in your mother's womb, you absorbed so much negativity because of what was going on around, you know, I'm hearing like mother and father fighting, arguing, and the baby in the womb is hearing it all and absorbing all of that negativity. Do you know what I mean? Spirit is actually saying like to do shadow work around this, okay? If this part resonates with you, where you're like, wow, that feels right for me, or that resonates with me, right? Even if it wasn't in the womb and it was just like an early age, right? Maybe you witnessed your parents arguing a lot. Maybe you witnessed your parents fighting. Maybe there was some kind of, you know, altercations or abuse, right? Or name calling, disrespect. All of that is extremely like traumatizing to children, because children are so absorbent. They are sponges. They are developing their brains, their cognitive senses, right? All these things. They're just these beautiful, innocent sponges, right? Of little balls of love and joy, right? It is the environment and the situations and the surroundings that take and snuff out that joy and light, and right? So for so many of you guys, like this card is, it's like and for some of, I'm literally like, I am so sorry you guys, but it's just, whoo, I'm literally seeing like a parent for punishment, because the child is afraid of the dark and they know this. So when the child acts up, they punish them by putting them in a dark closet for however long. Okay? Like this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, which is just, right? That's abuse. That's sick. You don't do that kind of stuff to anyone, let alone children, right? So you guys have endured so much. Okay, and it's going to be different for each and every one of you, because I'm reading for hundreds and thousands of people out in the collective, right? But childhood trauma and wounds. I'm hearing I had to grow up way too fast. So for some of you guys, you had to grow up way too fast. Maybe you feel like you never even really had a childhood. There's so much stuff around childhood, right? So I feel right now, you know, there could be some you know, inner child wounds that really, your inner child really needs to feel that loving, nurturing energy from you. And maybe you're already doing that, but like think of your inner child as your own child, okay? Even though it's your soul, it's a part of you, right? Think of your inner child as your own child. Your inner child is you. So ask yourself, am I taking care of me and loving on me the way that I would my own child? Am I eating healthy? Am I eating, you know, 3 meals a day? Because if I had a child, I would make sure my child got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe dessert, right? I would make sure my child had you know, a good night's rest every night. I would make sure my child, etc., etc., etc. I would want my child to enjoy their life. I would want to, you know, I want my child to have fun in life, you know, be playful and jolly and, you know, be happy, right? So are you treating yourself as such? Because I'm telling you right now, for who this is for, like, I know there's been a lot of inner child like healing going on for many of you guys, but right now there's something where your inner child really needs you. Meaning you really need to have some fun. You really need to lighten up. Don't take adulting so serious, you know? Step back into that childlike wonder, which is also in your heart space, right? For what you've been through, your heart should be completely hardened. Do you know what I mean? Most people could not take what you've survived. Most people could not handle what you've survived. And that's what I mean. You are so special, so unique. You're here for a big reason. Okay? The universe is blessing you. That was the other part of the message. It's like you were born and just thrown into darkness. And maybe it wasn't dark all the time, right? Everything is in, right? We have the ebb and flow of life and cycles and emotions and everything, right? So what I'm seeing is primarily, like, I'm literally seeing, like, it's like in front of me right now, I'm seeing like dark clouds, like black clouds. But with some of the black clouds, I'm seeing little pieces of the sun light shining through, but it's mostly dark. Okay? So if you think of like a dark, stormy sky, you know, like at night, and then you have like little peaks here and there of maybe the moon shining through. That's kind of what I'm seeing here, okay? So it's like your life has been predominantly difficult. It's been predominantly, there's been a lot of resistance. There's been a lot of dark attacks. There's been a lot of, you know, just pain. But there's also been moments of, you know, of love or light or beauty, right? But those moments do not, they do not outweigh the dark moments. Do you see what I mean? But you kept going. You had some kind of internal faith, which is your higher self. It's your soul. It's your guides. It's your spirit, right? It's your God self. Like there was something inside of you, right? Where you just knew, I have to keep on going. Or where even when maybe you felt like I'll never survive this. Okay, I'm getting a lot of grief and mourning. The loss of a child for some of you guys. That's going to be very specific. And I send love to you. My heart goes out to you. I myself am no stranger to death. I've had a lot of it. I've lost a lot of people that I've loved. People very close to me. And it's heartbreaking. And your life is never the same after that. But you learn to cope with it, right? But we have to feel it to heal it, right? So that's what I'm kind of getting. There could be like nostalgic energy coming up around loved ones on the other side. Okay, this could be a father in the spirit realm, a mother in the spirit realm, a grandparent, right? An aunt or an uncle, a sibling, a lover even, you know what I mean? But I am getting specifically like the loss of a child for some of you guys. This could be a miscarriage. This could be literal. And again, my heart goes out to you. It's grief, it's pain, it's grievances. And so maybe these things weren't because you had to keep, you know, you had to keep moving on in life. You had bills to pay, you had work to do, you had, right? You couldn't just, and you know, just stop everything, even though your heart was broken and you were grieving. This could also be the end of like a love relationship, things like that, where you were grieving or mourning, just heartbroken. Cause like I'm literally seeing someone laying in bed, just like bawling their eyes out, and they just have, like, they just can't. Like, they just do not have it in them to even get out of bed. Zero motivation because they are in so much pain and sadness. But eventually, they did. Because that inner light, that inner voice guided them and showed them the way. And that's you. So like I said, like this reading is like beyond like, oh yeah, my life has been, you know, yeah, I've, you know, there's been problems and I've been through this. This is like beyond that. This is like literally, like I said, from childhood, even from birth or being in the womb. It's been battle after battle after battle after battle, wound after wound after wound after wound. Like you can't catch a break. To the point, like I said, where you literally maybe thought something was wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with me? You started taking all of that stuff that people were doing to you, or that you know, the things that were projected upon you or placed upon you. And you started internalizing that like it was you when it never was. Okay, your ancestors are hella proud of you. Your ancestors are like, because they knew that you were the chosen one. Like they knew that you were going to come and that you were going to clear all this shit from the lineage, from your bloodlines. You know? Maybe you come from a family of you know, what I'm hearing is that, okay. All right, so what I'm getting here is that for some of you guys, you know, your ancestors, because we have, just like everything in life, right? All of our, when we say ancestors, that doesn't necessarily mean ancestors, oh, ancestors are so good. Excuse me, guys. I've been sick, so excuse me. There are ancestors from our bloodlines, just like, right? Like if you look back generations or however long, right? Hundreds of years, centuries, right? Do you think every single family member has been just like so good and pure-hearted? Hell no. We've had darkness within the lineages and the bloodlines, and that's why you're here, okay? But what I'm getting is like a lot of the darkness that, okay, so it's like you've taken on the karma, negative karma of your ancestry basically as well. So it's like you're not only here clearing your karma, but it's your ancestry. But a lot of the ancestors were also dark. Like they dredged up a lot of, they accumulated a lot of negative karma that they never healed. So it falls onto you. You inherited that negative karma. And it's big, you know what I mean? So, but you were the one that could handle it. That's why when we say, you know, and I honestly like, you know, and I'm guilty because I've said it plenty of times, but I honestly, just as I ascend and heal more, the term chosen ones or chosen, it's not like God was like, nope, you, okay, right? You chose to be here. You're the chosen one because you chose it, right? You said, all right, I'll go. I'm going to do the work, you know, that no one before me could finish. Okay. Which that's okay. Right. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to be the one, right? I'm going to be the scapegoat. I'm going to go down and I'm going to be the scapegoat. Okay. The point is that you've done it. You've shown what true strength is. You've shown what true love is. And you've taken all of that pain and sorrow and rage and anger, and you've been alchemizing it into your elevated timelines, into your abundance, into your goals, your successes, your businesses, your work, yourself. I'm hearing celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate. Okay? Spirit is being very clear here. Maybe you thought these cycles would never end. Maybe you felt they would. Whatever the case, okay, and what I'm getting right now is for some of you guys, you're moving through this right at this very moment where you're processing a lot of this very dense stuff. Or maybe you're learning a karmic lesson right now that you didn't learn before, okay? Right? Maybe it's like something around, being, organized and responsible with your finances, right? Versus irresponsibility with finances, right? Maybe it's, I don't know. I can't even think right now. You know what I mean? I want to get into like, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Look at this, the bottom of the deck. See the water bearer. Like that's whoever I'm talking to, man or woman, that's you. New beginnings are here, by the way. Pluto just went direct in Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius for you, mi amors, is when your real life in that sense begins. This is about you coming back to life right now. This is the time of resurrection. You are literally coming back to life right now in a way that like you never even, like even your wildest, most beautiful dreams and imagination can't conjure up what's happening for you at this time. I'm telling you, this is new beginnings, this Aquarian new age. From this moment forward, from this moment, life has begun. From this moment, you are the one. Okay, that just came through Shania Twain, okay, from this moment. So, okay, there's love, romance, soul energy. You guys had to go through all this stuff to get to this point, and now the universe is bringing love into the situation. But you had to learn to pour love into yourself. You had to pick up and pour love into yourself after every single thing happened to you. No one came in and saved you. You had to save yourself. No one is here to save us. We are our own saviors. We have guidance and spirit team and soul family and spiritual support, and you know, maybe we have some good friends or something. No one is going to save you. At the end of the day, we come into this world alone, we leave this world alone. It is upon you. You're here to help others. Okay, I'm getting like grief counseling, like maybe like working with, I'm getting addictions. So maybe a part of this toxicity and generational, trauma was like, overcoming an addiction, right? Or generational patterning around alcoholism. I'm hearing that very strongly. That's very common. There's so many people out there where alcoholism runs in their family, alcoholics. You know what I mean? And maybe you struggled with that or struggled with an addiction, drugs or, medications or things like that. But I'm getting that very strongly. I'm getting one, like addiction, two, poverty. Like everyone generationally, like maybe in your family, like it's like we don't have enough money, no money's tight, we're broke. Okay, that's what I'm getting. We're broke, we can't afford this, we're broke, we can't afford this, we're broke, we can't afford this, right? That is like the polar opposite of abundant frequency, right? Okay, so you maybe were conditioned to think this way, or maybe this is how you grew up, or everything you've been around or seen or witnessed, okay? When you go through that kind of stuff, it's not always easy to break the wheel, but you broke the wheel. You broke the wheel and you started pouring love into every freaking situation like that. You poured love into yourself and you poured love into the pain that was causing your addiction. You poured love into yourself and you poured love and faith into your faith in abundance, your faith in wealth, prosperity. You poured love and into your beliefs of the law of attraction, the law of assumption. If I speak it, if I think it, it will happen. It has to. Your family doesn't understand that, or the people around you don't understand that, but you do. Okay? So you guys catch my drift, okay? Bring love in. The universe is bringing love into your life right now. Okay? It's bringing situation, friends, people, whatever, to bring, everything is adding value and bringing more love. Again, this is where you come back to life. This is where you come back to life. See, embrace the flow of life right now. Okay? Full moon in Gemini. All right, for some of you guys, you have a twin flame coming in, or you're about to meet your twin flame in the physical 3D. If you are about to meet a twin flame, my heart is with you, because you meet twin flames, but then you have to go into a separation. Like there's always the triggering, and then you go into a separation, and the separation can last a very long time. You know what I mean? That's why I always say I wouldn't, the twin soul journey is beautiful, but I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It drives me crazy when I see people like saying things like, I just want to meet a twin flame. Like, it's like, oh my God, no, you don't. Either you are a twin or you're not. And not every soul is a twin soul. You know, the twin souls are, you know, very ancient energies, and you know, they're not, you know, we're seeing more incarnated right here on Earth, of course, because of the frequency on Earth now. But yeah, it's like a whole thing. Okay, but anyways, either way, there's like beautiful love or a soul. And we even have the past card. There's history, it happened, left behind, looking back. So this could be someone from your past. All right. I also feel that there are people, you know, we have Mercury in retrograde right now. There could be people resurfacing from the past that are toxic, etc. Okay, I'm hearing don't trust them. They're gaslighting. All right. Some of these dark forces have infiltrated, like, you know, your circle. Okay. Some of these dark forces infiltrated family members while you were growing up. Okay. You know what I mean? So like if you had like evil family members or family members who, you know, were just not nice to you or did not nice things to you, you know, etc., or spoke to you very mean. Okay. I mean, could it have just been them? Sure. But I'm literally seeing like the dark forces infiltrated many of your inner circles. Your inner circles. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. That's what you've been doing. Look at, and then we have North Node. This is your destined path, your soul path, which you're on. See, you took your lineage and yourself out of the South Node karmic path, and you slayed it. You cut that shit away. You healed that stuff. You've been healing that stuff. You know what I mean? For everyone involved, right? And now you're in the path of the North Node, your destined soul path. It's time to step out of comfort zones, but that's what you've been doing. You're also showing other people what happens when you take that chance and step out of comfort zones. When you take that chance and you take a leap of faith in yourself, in new directions, in self-love, you're showing other people what it looks like to be high vibrational. And they don't understand it, and many of them never will, and that's okay. But you're planting seeds of love and light, whether you realize it or not. And those seeds right now are coming to fruition. The seeds you've been planting throughout your whole life. Someone hurt you, they betrayed you, they called you names, they did whatever. And you said, okay, fine. You know, you could always see through people. Like you could even see that like people that were doing these things to you, it's because they were dark inside, or they were hurt inside. Okay, but you were at the time maybe hurt too, so you allowed it, or, you know, you took more than you should have. You know what I mean? Your North Node, this is your destiny right now. Okay, so the universe right now is bringing love in. They're saying just embrace the flow of life, which you are. Okay? Darkness is where creation is born. You've been moving through another very dark cycle of dark night of the soul, of death cycles. You know what I mean? Where it's like death, then rebirth, then a death, then a rebirth, death, ascension, rebirth, right? Like, and I just said this in a reading like yesterday or something, but like this last year of 2024, and then I know going way back, so I'm talking about like your whole life for many of you guys, but especially over the last like year or two, like it has been intense. Like, and that's what I mean by like, I thought I healed this stuff, and then something happens again, and you're like, what the hell, right? Because the lesson wasn't fully learned. Now, Spirit is saying for many of you guys, the lesson has been fully learned. Okay? So, let's go ahead and wrap this up, you guys. I love you so much. I just keep being shown like dollar signs in my mind's eye, you guys, and the word millions. So, for a lot of you guys, Spirit is saying you have great ideas. Even if those ideas haven't come to fruition or activated quite yet, they will. You have $1 million ideas. That's the message. You have $1 million ideas. All of that darkness and pain that was projected upon you, forced upon you, that you've alchemized, you've turned that into gold. You've turned that into money. You've turned that into true divine love, you see? And those are the things that are coming back. So it's like all that fucking pain and suffering is now your golden glory. You see? Energy is ever changing, right? It doesn't end. It doesn't go away. It's alchemy. Alchemy. That's why we're here doing, right? We're alchemizing. We're balancing. And that's what you've been doing too. Okay, so let's, oh, look, I split the deck. 6 of Cups. Past life soulmates. A deep soul connection. You're about to be in a deep soul connection with someone. Again, this could be someone literally from your past where you have history with this person. Okay, you're meant to have a baby or a child. You have spirit babies guiding you two together, but this is a part of your divine rewards. This is a part of how the universe is pouring love into your life and situation. There it is. Nostalgia. This could also represent you as a baby and your parents. You know, there could be nostalgic childhood memories coming up for you right now that, again, that's past life regression, you know, whether they're good or bad, right? A lot of, if it's negative, right, like it could be painful to think of or uncomfortable to like be thinking of again or revisit, or you know what I mean? But it's necessary. But more than anything, this is a soulmate. It's a soulmate, okay? But we are talking about the past, right? Okay? All right, so tell me more. For some of you guys, there's been a dark shadow that was cast upon your lineage many, many, many years ago, generations, centuries, however. And it was cast by, this is very specific again, but you'll know if it's for you. It was cast by dark magicians and dark witches, okay? Very vengeful energies. These were very vengeful energies, and you're the one who broke it. Let's clarify that. Can you tell me about what I'm getting here about my my beautiful viewer breaking this dark curse upon their lineage? The devil, I fucking, excuse my French, but you cannot make this stuff up. By you and it flew way over here. You conquered the devils and the demons and the dark curses by bringing love into the situation. You see? Love is the answer. Love is the way. Love is the key. There is only love. Fear is the illusion. Fear is the devil. You conquer, and this speaks of codependencies, addictions, lustful energy, you know, dark energy, you know, it could be like evil energy if you want it, you know what I mean? You conquered the devils. I mean, I'm asking about a dark curse that you broke for your whole entire lineage and bloodlines. Here's the deal, is that as a soul, if you're an ancient soul, you know, let's say, okay, so the family you're in right now that you incarnated in, right? You've been in other bloodlines. This is not your only bloodline. But for some reason, this is the bloodline that needed the most work. It was the most devil affected bloodline. Do you see? So this was the bloodline that had the most work for you to do and conquer. Okay? But at the same time, simultaneously, whether you realize it or not, your soul is connected possibly to other bloodlines, right? So you're actually doing a lot more work than maybe you even realize. Okay, I know it gets kind of crazy, but it's just, that's what it is, being a multidimensional being and soul and ancient soul, all the things, right? The 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. The wounded warrior. You are the wounded warrior. You've been through so much. Wear your wounds like a badge of honor. You've been through so much. Maybe for some of you guys by the hands of a man or men, or maybe you're a man watching this, you know, a masculine who's in the wounded warrior energy, who's been wounded so many times. But notice it's the 9, right? It's the end. It's the end. It's the end of these devils and wounds. Darkness is where creation is born. And you are the biggest creation yet within your lineage. Through your darkness, you are creating beauty and light and love and you're sharing it, and you will, and there's so much success. There's so much fortune, prosperity. The greater the pain, the greater the purpose. The greater the pain, the bigger the payout. Okay, and you're getting big payout. A dove just flew right over my house as I said that. Show me the Nine of Wands and the Devil. The Hierophant. Wow. Wow. And then look, Five of Wands. Look at, she's literally like a witch being burned. This goes way back, you guys. Way back. Breaking. This is what's happening to those dark. This is exactly what's happening to those dark magicians and those dark witches that cursed your family and that created generations of wounds, trauma, addictions, pain, suffering, poverty, etc. Okay? They're done. They're done. All right. But this could also be what has happened to you and your ancestors in the past too, because of these dark energies. You know, they set you up. They, you know, manipulated. They lied. They wanted to see you burn. They wanted to see you die. They wanted to see you fall. And that same energy carries into this lifetime. You know what I mean? Because just like we are souls that incarnate over, right? A lot of these dark forces, okay, like generations, they keep coming back and attacking. So if you're the chosen one, right, they're going to go after you. Okay? But you're the spiritual leader. You're the one to bring forth the light and the blessings. Okay? Like, this is clarifying the Nine of Wands and the Devil, you guys. Okay, and we've got, let's see, we've got fire signs, we've got water signs, we've got Taurus, and we've got Capricorn. Earth energy, major arcana. A lot of this devil energy for some of you guys could be directly associated to the patriarchal side, your father's side. Okay, maybe your father was embodying these energies. Or a fatherly figure. You know what I'm getting here off of this? Look at this card. I'm seeing Jesus. I know it's not Jesus, but I'm seeing Jesus. And then I'm hearing, again, the chosen one. You know what I mean? And what I'm getting here is like, one, you could be very connected to Jesus, but what I'm getting here is like, you know, how, you know, the work that Jesus did and how he brought so much love even to those who would condemn him. That's what I'm getting here. And through your heart and through your love and through your faith and belief and through your connection to spirit and your soul, you conquered. You got wounded because of it, but you conquered this devil right here. Okay, I'm hearing the devil may care. All right, look at that. Conquered, Ace of Swords. Archangel Michael's with you, protecting you. There is light. Remember I said I saw the dark clouds and then the sun or the moon or whatever I said, the light shining through, you know? There you go. See like the darkness around the edges? See how dark it is? That's like what I was seeing, the very dark parts. And then look at, but the light is, right? The Ace of Swords speaks of a breakthrough. This is your time of victory, mi amores. That's what this means. It's a victory. It's a breakthrough. It speaks of divine truth and communication. Okay, so I want to, like, as we end, I want to just pull a couple, like, oracle cards real fast because, like I said, like, all of this darkness and pain and suffering and just everything that you have endured and that you have endured through lifetimes and that your ancestors have endured through lifetimes, like, you crushed it all. You broke it all. Okay, I'm literally seeing like a beautiful, like a crystal vase, like a crystal vase, okay, falling off of a table in slow motion and then shattering in slow motion. All the crystal pieces fly everywhere. And even though a crystal vase, you would think how beautiful, right? But the way that I'm getting the message is that crystal vase is what the dark forces, you know, it's not real. It's a facade. It's like, oh, look how beautiful, right? You could see through the facade and you crushed it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to articulate it the best way possible, but basically you knew better than to trust the pretty crystal vase, right? And that's what so many people can't see through, right? You know, it's like, you know, like, let's say it's, you know, like an example might be, you know, someone meets someone and, you know, they're successful and charming and good looking and they've got money and, right, all these things, right? Okay, those things that are ego driven that shouldn't even matter, right? Okay, that would impress many people in low vibrations and many people who had masks on that can't see. You could always see. You could see, right? So that pretty person who with all the charisma and success and nice clothes and all the things, right? You're someone just like the crystal vase that could see through it. And you go, nope, don't trust it. And you're right. All right, can you tell me about the blessings here? Can you tell me about the victory over the devil for my beautiful curse breaker and victor, the church? Look at, see, it's, you know, the Hierophant represents the church energy too, you know, faith and belief and God and all these things, right? You broke curses, dogma, religion, family values, marriage, structure, belief systems, tradition, and programming. You broke it all. You see? Beautiful confirmation. Beautiful confirmation. Because you're the angel here upon earth. You're the angel and the savior. Just like Yeshua, just like Jesus, right? They call him the savior, even though we know he's not the savior. Like how Christianity or, you know, Christians make him to, you know, only through him will you be saved and forgiven, blah, 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 right? That's bullshit. But he is a savior. He's a light worker. He helps save souls in the sense that he shows them the light. He shows them the way through love and the heart, through divine consciousness, right? That's you. You're like the same. You're the savior for your lineage that broke the belief systems, the programming, the structure, the false structures and traditions, the illusions and false family values. You pushed the limits, and maybe you even lost family members, or maybe, you know, you haven't, you know, it's been estranged, or, you know, like where your family judged you, or people judged you, and they pulled away and they thought, oh, you're crazy because you don't believe what they believe, or you see things differently. You went through a spiritual awakening, right? It's because you're an angel. Sagittarian energy here. We're in Sagittarius season. Temperance. Temperance is healing. It's patience. You've been very patient. You've had test after test, but each test strengthened your faith. Faith after faith after faith. You know what I mean? Divine timing is here for you. It says within 14 to 30 days. Within 14 to 30 days, new beginnings, desires being fulfilled, a sudden increase in your life. Okay, there's an accelerated energy here. Things just start to happen very fast, very quickly. This is like just in general overall. That kind of message is coming through a lot right now, where it's rapid shifts, rapid transformation, rapid acceleration, things happening, you know, things just starting to move quickly. It's like that. Okay, this also speaks of like fertility, sex, and procreation. Again, there could be pregnancy, a baby, there's love. Okay, there you go. New beginnings within the next 14 to 30 days. And then look at all this green. Very abundant heart chakra energy. New beginnings. Fresh. Again, it's coming to life. It literally says that, you guys. Oh my God. Coming alive. What did I say? This is your time where you feel like you've come back to life. You have a spring in your step. You see? All of a sudden, you just feel like density fall away. You just feel lighter. You feel happier. There's joy returning to your heart and your life again, right? You know, I'm getting like nostalgic moments of your past, like before maybe certain things happened to you or you went through certain things where you remember maybe, you know, gosh, I miss how I used to be. I miss how funny I used to be, or I miss how, you know, how playful I was. I miss, you know, how adventuresome I was, you know, all that changed after this, or all that changed after this, this, and this. You know, I lost my way, I lost myself. I feel like I'm myself again. That's the point. But it's like this new rebirth version of you, of course. New beginnings. Again, cards back to back. New beginnings, new beginnings. There you go. Okay. And what do we have here? New moon in Aquarius. I just saw 444. Love is coming. A new beginning in love. Excitement, rejuvenation, very fresh energy, a surprise, increasing. And look at on this card, a sudden increase. And then on this card, increasing. You can't make it up. New cycle. Yes, spring into action. Growth, new life. You guys, you've earned this new life. You've earned this new life. Tell me more about, just real quick, about the millions, the dollar signs, the magician. You're the magician. You're in charge of it all. It's what you've been manifesting. And I'm just here to tell you it's time to celebrate. You're going to be celebrating. There's surprises coming in for you. Things you don't even expect. Unexpected, you know, unexpected, you know, maybe you're unexpected, you know, you're not expecting to be invited somewhere and someone invites you somewhere, and then one thing leads to another, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just these very like surprising, beautiful moments that bring more love. Like I said, everything adds value, more love, more joy, more all the things. Okay. So, you know, because I've been sick, I was off work for 7 days, you guys, and I came back yesterday. And I recorded 2 readings yesterday that were both pretty long. If you are new here, I don't typically record readings this long, okay? So just so you know, but because I have so many downloads and messages and so much to catch up on for you guys, like to share, that's why this is like a little longer too. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you want to connect with my gifts through a general psychic mediumship reading, I offer a 20-minute vent sesh. I am a past life Akashic record reader, so I open up your Akashic records and we dive into your past lives and see who you've been, when you've been, what you've been, etc. I do a 1 hour quantum healing session, energy healing session. I do a 1 hour channeled session with Goddess Isis and Mary Magdalene, and any other energies that want to come through. So there's a lot down below in the description box, you guys. Just send me an email and we will get you set up. You know, because I'm so busy, you guys, I always say, like, give me, you know, if you email me, give me like 24 hours, 48 hours. I usually respond much faster than that, but just, right, a heads up. There it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. Look at, because of your lion's heart and your lion's bravery, because of the fact that you've been heart-centered no matter what has happened to you, this is the leader. He's the king of the jungle. Man or woman, you are king, queen. You're the one in charge. You could have anything you want. The universe is literally saying to you right now, what do you want? Speak it and think it into existence from your heart, and it will come. It'll happen. And I'm hearing fast. You've already been doing that, so there's already these things showing up for you. But look, there's your new beginning. What did I say? I even spoke of twin flames for some of you guys. Okay, but it's not going to be a twin flame for everyone. Like I said, it does say soulmate twin flame on this card. Okay, so 1111 is going to be a huge sync. I've been talking about that nonstop for like 2 weeks, you guys, literally since the 1111 portal, you know, around 1111, like when it peaked. This is about you. Again, it's coming alive. Everything in your life is going to be new, abundant, 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 prosperous. So much prosperity and love. It's crazy. So much good things flowing. It's crazy. Okay. Your divine partner is coming in, mi amors. For a lot of you guys within the next 14 to 30 days. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen tonight. I don't know. Okay. Your heart chakra, a heart chakra activation, a reflection. Okay. Someone who reflects that beautiful heart of yours. Soulmate or twin flame, balancing masculine and feminine energies. That's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing. Okay. That's what I said. A deep soul connection. Could just be a very, very beautiful, strong past life soulmate connection. Okay. So there you go, my loves. I love you so much. Thank you again. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you guys in the States, as Thanksgiving here in the US is tomorrow. Happy holidays to everybody. I'm going to be starting the zodiacs for the first part of December over the next couple days, probably on Friday after Thanksgiving. So stay tuned, look out for that. And I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's it, you guys. I'm going live on Friday. Okay, so the 29th, so just in a couple days. Going to be going live on Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to be doing a little collective message. It's predictions for December and then, you know, moving into 2025. But I'm also, you know, because it's been a minute since I've gone live. So I was like, let's go live, wrapping up November, going into December. And we're going to be doing live card pools. Okay. So if you're interested in getting on the list for the live card pools, if you see this, you know, like when I upload this, before the live airs, I did post over on the community page. So just go over to like, click, you know, here on the channel, click, you know, how it says like videos, shorts, live, community, you know, that click on the community tab and it takes you to, right, the community page for Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot, and the post is right there, how to sign up, all the things. Also, I scheduled the live. So if you look under like my live section right here, you'll see the scheduled video, and you can click on the description box for that, for the live, and the information is there too if you want to get a live reading. And the live is, there will be playback. All of the lives are always posted, and so you can go back and listen to your reading, or go back to re-listen to your reading. Okay, so anyways, 11111 across the timer. This is where I leave it. Mwah. Bye, my loves. And congratulations, because you're a badass.